And your 2012 state champion in poetry reading, from Shepherd High School, Glorielle Williams.
Grab your coat and let's start walking.
Martin Luther King fought for justice, not integration. Don't confuse the method of transportation with the destination. But history remembers our heroes distortedly. Like black and white kids holding hands is all he stood for, and completely forgets his opposition to the Vietnam War. And what's more, his ideas are intellectual property. And if Gandhi can be an icon for Apple computers, then everything in this nation is for sale. Inspirational poets of the Black experience paint images of the struggle for civil rights and how we must all carry within us the questions of what is right and what is just. Icon by Aya de Leon and How Do We Spell Freedom by Roger Bonaire-Agard. I can just imagine what advertisers would do with King's letter from the Birmingham jail. Picture this. It gets bought by corporations in the prison industrial complex, and they take it all out of context, putting up billboards in the hood that say, "Hey, young black man, MLK went to jail. If you're lucky, you can be next." In 1970, I learned my alphabet for the very first time. Knew it by heart in 1971. A is for Africa, B is for black, C is for culture, and that's where it's at. My mother taught me that from the woozy alphabeti, at a time when A was for apples in a country that grew mangoes, and X was for xylophone when I was learning how to play the steel pan. Black wasn't popular or even accepted then. But I wore dashiki sent me from Nigeria, Superfly suits sky blue with the elbow patches sent me from America, and sandals made by original Rastafari before weed and revolution needed fertilizer to grow. My mother rocked bright saffron saris. We were fat, 20 years too early and 1,000 miles removed. My mother preached hard work and knowledge. D is for defense. E is for economics. Or imagine this one. Let's say the NBA buys his speech at the March on Washington talking about, I have a team. I have a team. So the sons of former slaves can sweat and toil up and down basketball courts like modern-day cotton fields for the profit and amusement of the sons of former slave owners. It is deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a team. Or perhaps it would be bought by developers talking about, I have a scheme. I have a scheme that little white yuppies can live next to little black and brown boys and girls, digging the convenience and flavor of their hood. And when the black and brown folk get moved out, white yuppies will say in their newly acquired hipster slang, don't trip, peeps. It's all to the good. Yes, I have a scheme, still deeply rooted in the American dream, feeling like a deja vu, except without the smallpox blankets. And then developers can go to black church testimony meetings talking about, I'm not here to testify, I'm here to gentrify. Can I get a witness? I wrote my first protest letter at the age of 3 to my grandfather for calling me in from the front yard. I put it under his pillow in the hope it would blow up and burn his ear off at night. Wanted to get started on this revolution thing. F is for freedom. Or maybe it would be bought by multinational pharmaceutical conglomerate talking about, I have a cream. I have a cream, and even if the red hills of Georgia are nothing compared to the acne on your face, I have a cream. I have a cream that guarantees that every pockmark will be exalted and every pimple made low. I have a cream. I have a cream that is spermicidal, herbicidal, pesticidal, and genocidal. I have a cream today. G is for guns. We gotta get some, Woozy said. Evolved into 1979 and a revolution with a changing face. Bang, bang, boogie to the boogie, say jump to the boogie, let's rock you, don't stop. Black folk and brand names became entwined. We reinvented dance and made wheels roll with a limp. Cuba had just told America he was Africa in Angola. K is for kings. L is for land. We gotta get it back. So we lost Jamaica to the IMF, Grenada to the Marines, and Panama to Nancy Reagan. Jerry curls became high top fades, became Caesars, became Gumbies, as Michael Jackson moonwalked his way into a lighter shade of pale. My mother sent me to America. She said, go fix that, okay? Is for kidnap. S is for slavery, Woozy explained. Cool became butter, became fat as we lost our focus and our way. Just at about the time black folk outside the nation discovered the dangers of pork so fatbacks became fat blacks, pigtails became dreadlocks, and fades faded to bald as Michael Jordan discovered the magic of the fadeaway jumper and endorsements. X is for the Negro who's blind, deaf, and dumb. X him out, Woozy said. My mother told me I should rewrite that. That X is for the Negro who needs to be re-educated. That a corporate job does not spell freedom. Mary White don't mean racist flight. A democratic vote is not a revolutionary act. And as long as there's a sweatshop in Jakarta, there is no difference between Patrick Ewing and O.J. Simpson. God gave Noah the rainbow sign, said no more water, fire next time. J is for James Baldwin, next time is now. H is for Huey, N is for Nat Turner, T is for Tubman, M is for Malcolm, Mandela, Marley, and Martin got shot 2 weeks after he told black folk to boycott Coca-Cola. Jesse Jackson still scattered Negroes with a purpose, and someone must learn to read the signs with me. I have a cream that will turn little black boys into little white girls. And we sold some to Michael Jackson, and he said, white at last, white at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm white at last. Yes, people, we must be very careful who we let control our past.